Welcome to the KZGN News. Today we're bringing news about a hit-and-run accident yesterday, last night's council meeting, NA's open house on Saturday, the intertribal powwow Saturday and Sunday, the Petroglyph Festival this whole weekend, today's KZGN Talking Points editorial, weather, sports, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News Crew.
Hello, I'm Tom Whitnick. Thanks for joining us for the news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. In news from the Ridgecrest Police Department, we get this plea for our help. Yesterday, November 4th, there was an injury hit-and-run traffic collision. It happened in the 200 block of West Ward. At approximately 5:30 yesterday afternoon, Ridgecrest Police Department officers responded to the 200 block of West Ward. The call was regarding a vehicle versus wheelchair-bound pedestrian traffic accident. Upon arrival, officers contacted the wheelchair victim and learned that the vehicle that had struck her had fled the scene. Liberty Ambulance and Kern County fire crews arrived on scene and treated the victim. The victim suffered major leg injuries as a result of the collision and was transported to the Antelope Valley Hospital for treatment. The suspect's vehicle was described as a newer Ford SUV, possibly an Expedition model, black in color, with possible damage to the front and right side of the vehicle. The vehicle fled eastbound on Ward towards China Lake Boulevard after the accident. The police department is asking for the public's help in solving this crime. If anyone saw the accident or has info regarding the suspect or the suspect's vehicle, please contact the Ridgecrest Police Department at 760-499-5100 or by Ridgecrest Facebook. Well, last evening, the City Council met for their regular meeting. The main topic of the night was their approving of a letter of intent to participate in the new Groundwater Sustainability Agency. This is being started via the county. There was considerable public input on this matter. While everyone commented that the city should send the letter, people provided more suggestions. One person recommended that the letter should be more definitive by making it real clear that the city plans on being a voting member of the new agency, not just a participant. This gained agreement from the council. Another suggestion was for the council to start taking the lead on this in two ways. First, by declaring that the agency must be based in the valley. The entire council supported that position. The second item was for the council to take the lead and start having meetings to get the people opinions of what the GSA should look like. I made a recommendation that the council should invite Supervisor Gleason, one of the Indian Wells Valley Water District Board members, and one of the council members to start holding meetings now, possibly by having town hall meetings. The council agreed with the town hall concept and will probably be setting something up. While other public members also challenged that they need to move on this, that if they don't, the state may make their own plan and take it out of our control. There was also discussion of the makeup of the new agency members. Some advocated for a newly elected agency. Another suggestion that at least all members of the agency must be elected individuals. Everyone agreed that the members should not be appointed people. Anyway, everyone in this valley will be affected by this new agency. Everyone is encouraged to get educated on this issue and get involved. Ultimately, this new agency will affect the way we can use our land, and water rates will go up, guaranteed. Even people that have their own private wells will eventually have meters installed on them, and they will get charged for the water they use. Every user of various water districts in the valley will get new water bills at higher rates. I'm not advocating this, just letting everyone know this is coming and not too far off. Mayor Braden declared that this is a train coming down the tracks and we need to be on it. So the letter of intent to participate was approved and will be sent to the county. On tomorrow's news, I'll cover the rest of the actions taken at the rest of the council meeting. Now here's more details of the China Lake Open House set for this Saturday. And we received an update from the base as far as access to the airfield. They have announced that shuttles from town will be available for Community Day. Parking at Armitage Field is limited. They'll have unmanned vehicles, heavy tactical equipment, static displays of aircraft, a technology zone, and a family kids zone that are just some of the displays that will be available at this year's Community Day event being held at the field. It runs all day this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. In addition, guests will be able to check out the vehicles in the Sidewinder Classic Car Show, called From the Fleet to the Street. Sandquist Gate will open to the public at 9:45 a.m. and will close to incoming traffic at 3 p.m. Drivers will need a valid driver's license for vehicular entrance, and all guests 16 years of age or older will need a picture ID. To get to the Sandquist Gate, go north on China Lake Boulevard and past the Indian Road intersection. Signs will be posted. There will be a very limited number of handicap parking spots. Simply ask one of the people directing traffic where the handicap parking is. Due to limited parking in general, attendees are being urged to take advantage of the shuttles being offered by the Ridgecrest Petroglyph Festival. Shuttles will be running every half hour from the Matarango Museum at the intersection of French Avenue and China Lake Boulevard, and from the bus stop in front of the Kerr-McGee Center. The shuttles will take people to and from Community Day activities on the base, as well as to and from the U.S. Naval Museum of Armament and Technology located on the base. The public is invited. Special presentations by VX-9, VX-31, EOD, aircraft, unmanned aerial vehicles, robots, and a variety of other facets of China Lake technology will be available for viewing. Community Day was established to thank the local community for their support, said Commanding Officer Richard Wiley. For the past couple of years, it was held on Blandee Street. Since aircraft play such an important part to the base, I felt it would be more appropriate and user-friendly to host the event at Armitage Field. Food and drinks will be available for purchase. There will also be a kids' play zone available for a small fee. As with any military installations, vehicles and paraphernalia are subject to search. The following items are prohibited: large camera equipment, oversized camera bags, oversized purses larger than 1 cubic foot, alcohol, glass, pets, weapons of any kind, mace, illegal drugs or paraphernalia, including medical marijuana, flammable liquids, fireworks, scooters, bicycles, skateboards, or gang-related clothing. Personnel found with prohibited items may be asked to leave the premises. Items which will be allowed include folding or camping chairs, water, and child care needs. This is just one event that is occurring in the Ridgecrest area this weekend. Participants may also want to check out the events being held at the second annual Petroglyph Festival taking place in Ridgecrest. Also going on Saturday and Sunday is the annual Intertribal Powwow. Doors open at the Kerr-McGee Center Saturday morning at 10 a.m. The event is free. Traditional native arts and crafts will be taught all day. Vendors will be open for shopping. Saturday will be the annual Hog Fry, which is a community potluck lunch. Pinto beans, pork, and fry bread will be cooked up fresh. You are requested to bring a side dish. The actual powwow will begin at 1 p.m. with the grand entry led by flag bearers and officials, and dancers in full regalia. All afternoon there will be drum groups and other performers. During lunch, flutist Jerry Grimsley will play the cedar flute, which has a soft and peaceful sound. Sunday, the powwow will reopen at 10 a.m. There will be more entertainment and a special Indian fry bread fundraiser done. I'll tell you, if you haven't ever tried real Indian tacos, you're missing a real treat. These aren't like Mexican tacos, so this is a very festive weekend. This powwow is one of the things you need to include. And don't forget, there will be tours of the actual Petroglyph Canyon on base running Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, November 6th, 7th, and 8th. 4 tours per day of the petroglyphs on the base are set. The tours will run all 3 days. Tickets will be $35. Advanced registration is required. It is a 2-step process. You can go to the Matarango Museum to register or go online to shop.matarango.org. There is 2 steps to the online sign-up process. First, there is a link to sign up with the Navy for permission to go on the base. This is due to security concerns. The second step is the process to select your tour date and time. Tours will leave from the parking lot at Petroglyph Park. All visitors will be driven in vans to Petroglyph Canyon. No personal vehicles will be permitted. The Petroglyph Canyon site is at 5,000 feet. You should bring water and good hiking shoes, sunscreen, and other garments appropriate for the weather at the time. Every tour will have 1 hour in Petroglyph Canyon. This is the largest single collection of Native American petroglyph art in the world. I've been out there, and it is amazing. Now stay with us for today's KZGN Talking Points editorial when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. Now it's time for the 90-second KZGN News Talking Points editorial. Here's today's topic. The city did the right thing in proving their intent to participate in the new Groundwater Sustainability Agency. Actually, the city did more than that. As recommended by Stan Ritora from the public, they added one important word to the letter of intent. Instead of the letter saying the city will participate in the new agency, they added one word that may not seem important to most people, but it is very important. They added the word voting. So now, instead of the letter just saying the city will participate as a member of the board, it says the city will participate as a voting member of the board. What that does is it changes the prospect concerning where this board should be located. This puts the county on notice that the city wants the board located here in the Indian Wells Valley, not in Bakersfield or anywhere else, here in Indian Wells Valley. If the Indian Wells Valley Water District does the same, it will support that we want this agency based here. And this new agency could be housed in City Hall. There is plenty of room for that board to be there, plus it has the council chambers available for public meetings. And they also have the capability to televise the meetings. So, City Hall is a perfect location for this new agency. In other discussion, I recommended that the city really energize the process and take the lead on the issue. Take the lead in not an authoritative basis, but as a facilitator basis. They should advocate to have Supervisor Gleason, an elected member from the Water District, and the mayor or council person actually lead the way by calling for a start of public meetings to discuss this new agency. While these three entities will likely not be the only members of the agency, they can still start the public discussion of it. Other potential members could join in on these startup meetings. It's not too soon to start these meetings. I suggested that they could start by having a town hall. That suggestion was well received and supported by the council. They suggested that they would be pursuing that concept. So there are still many questions that need to be taken up and answered about this new agency. There are a lot of decisions that need to be made yet, such as a couple people from the public are wanting the members to not just be current elected members wearing dual hats with another organization. They advocate for an entirely separate board elected by the people of the valley. One concern stated by Mike Neal gave this scenario. If the city council did something wrong, the people could do a recall to remove those members that did the offense in one election. But if the dual-hatted members of the new agency did something wrong and the people wanted them removed, it would probably require separate recall elections in all the offending bodies. This idea has merit as well. We need to look into this further and see if it can be done. And in one other separate item the council discussed last night, there was discussion as a new requirements for people getting hired by the city. The main emphasis was the city manager recommending that the educational requirements for people to be qualified to be hired for various management positions, that certain degrees and state licenses are required. Lori Acton challenged the degree requirement aspect. She felt a person with a lot of experience but without a degree could be just as effective in the position. She felt that a young person just coming out of college at 24 with a bachelor's degree has no experience. Dennis Spear defended the degree requirement of bachelor's degree or higher as being a minimum requirement. Most managerial positions would require certain experience along with the degree requirement. He also cited that over the last few years there have been some controversy in the hiring of certain people. This was due to the poor wording of the job descriptions of when degrees are required for certain positions. I agree with Manager Spear. When it comes to filling managerial positions, it's not just a degreed person that would get hired, but the degree provides the foundation for a better skilled employee. The complete qualification comes from the basis of a certain applicable degree along with certain experience. The council approved the new job descriptions, making them clear as to when degrees are required. Oftentimes I criticize the council for certain actions, but I can and will support them when they're doing the right thing. In conclusion, the council did well last night. They approved a letter of intent as a voting member of the agency was the right thing to do. Agreeing to start town hall meetings was the right thing to do. We need leaders now, not followers. The council should step up and lead. I'm Tom Whittick, and that's what I think. I'd like to know what you think. If you have any comments about this editorial, or would like to discuss or recommend a topic, I'd like to hear from you. Please email them to info@kzgn.net. Now stay with us for weather, sports, and Burrows Bits when we come back.
From the Burroughs High School TV studio, I'm Sierra Rint with the Burroughs Video Bits for Thursday, November 5th, 2015. Let's take a look at how the athletes of the school are doing from the burroughsathletics.org website. Do you have an extra coat lying around your house? The Friends of Rachel Club is collecting jackets and outerwear to donate to the Salvation Army. The SATs are coming up on November 7th. Good luck! The Burroughs High School robotics team will be heading to Sultana High School on November 14th for the VEX Robotics 2015 Nothing But Net competition. Follow the yellow brick road to a magical place somewhere over the rainbow to meet familiar friends to help you on your journey to the Emerald City. Opening this Friday and continuing Saturday and next weekend, the BHS Theater Program's fall production of The Wizard of Oz is sure to entertain you in our very own Parker Performing Arts Center. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. with curtains rising at 7 p.m. Pre-sale tickets are available from any theater student, cast and crew member, or at Red Rock Books. Writers Inc. is sponsoring the Fall Writing and Art Contest. For info, visit the Writers Inc. page on the school website. Enter and show off your great creativity and have a chance to win amazing prizes. The BHS Band is fundraising, selling $20 Blu-ray video discs of the September Ridgecrest Parade of 1,000 Flags. Funds help us to perform in the 240th July 4th Independence Day Parade in Washington, D.C. Sierra Sands Unified School District is seeking parent and community participation on the District Leadership Committee. Members of this committee are responsible for reviewing and providing input on district goals, actions, and services aligned to the 8 state priorities to improve student achievement. That's our segment. For the Burroughs High School TV broadcast of Ridgecrest, California, this is Sierra Rint.
From the National Weather Service, the NWS is forecasting a risk of organized severe thunderstorms across parts of the Southern Plains, Mississippi Valley, and Midwest. Areas at greatest risk are from central Texas across eastern Oklahoma and into southeastern Kansas. Temperatures across the nation: Carolinas at 75, Georgia at 65, Arkansas at 75, northern Texas at 74, Arizona at 61, and Los Angeles at 68. For us locally, tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 42, southwest wind around 5 miles per hour. And your forecast for the Petroglyph Festival: Friday, sunny with a high near 65, southwest wind around 5 miles per hour. Friday night, mostly clear with a low around 44, east-southeast wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday, sunny with a high near 66, north-northwest wind around 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, mostly clear with a low around 45, east-southeast wind around 5 miles per hour. Sunday, sunny with a high near 70, northwest wind around 5 miles per hour. Sunday night, mostly clear with a low around 48, southwest wind around 10 miles per hour, with gusts as high as 15. And coming out of the weekend into the work week, Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 66, west-southwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour, with gusts as high as 30. And that is your forecast for the IWV. Now back to Tom.
Thanks, Lane. And now here's Tom Heck with sports.
Had a very pleasant Thursday afternoon to everyone. Let's start with Saracoso volleyball. Last night up at Saracoso, the team lost in 3 straight games to Chaffee. Now the second and third games were very, very close. Coso played very scrappy, only suiting up 8 players. Thought they played hard for that second and third match. Actually led at one point 17-15 before losing the final match 20-21. They dropped the second match 25-22. All right, Friday will be a home match against Rio Hondo here at Saracoso for the volleyball team of Saracoso. Today, Burroughs High School football, the freshman team playing this afternoon against Serrano. Don't forget the coaches show tonight. Todd Mather will talk about the big game against Serrano tomorrow night. If Burroughs could win that game, they would be the number one seed in the division come playoff time next week. They have to beat a very good team on their home field at Serrano. All right, let's talk about the Turkey Trot. The Turkey Trot is the annual Thanksgiving event run by Anthony Barnes over at Murray Middle School. The event is held up at Saracoso. If you're interested in information about that, you can contact Anthony Barnes. He is the athletic director over at Murray Middle School. He can tell you all about the annual Turkey Trot, which is held Thanksgiving morning, and a really fun event. Okay, let's talk about Stephen Curry and Golden State. They defeat the Clippers last night, 112-108 in Oakland. Boy, Stephen Curry the other night had 53. He's had 38. He's had 39. He just keeps rolling right along. A guy that probably may go down as one of the leading scorers ever in NBA history. Also on the scoreboard from last night, Houston got a win, so did Phoenix against poor Sacramento. Atlanta beat Brooklyn. Brooklyn now 0-5. Brooklyn will play the Lakers tomorrow night in Brooklyn. The Lakers 0-4, so something's got to give there. And Cleveland beat New York. Now, who's hot, who's not in the NBA? Toronto 5-0, Brooklyn 0-5, Atlanta 5-1, Golden State 5-0, the Lakers 0-4, New Orleans 0-4. All right, some huge college football coming up this weekend. Some fun college football. We start talking about the four teams that are going to be in the playoffs. In other words, the playoff system, the top four get to play for a BCS championship. Other teams ranked from 5 on will play in some key bowl games. But to be in the top four is where you have to be considered the national champion. All right, it'll be Florida State at Clemson. Clemson number 4 in the land right now. Baylor will be at Kansas State. Baylor number 2. Number 8, Notre Dame's at Pittsburgh. Number 9, Stanford, who survived at Washington State's at Colorado. Colorado barely lost at the Rose Bowl last week against UCLA. That program really improved. Number 5, TCU takes on Oklahoma State. Number 6, Michigan State will be at Nebraska. Number 10, Iowa, and Iowa's a very good team. They're 8-0. They'll be at Indiana. Rutgers will be at Michigan. Now, Michigan ranked 16. That's awful high. I think they're better than that. Number 4, LSU will take on number 7, Alabama. How's that for a game this week? And then in the Pac-12, Arizona State, Washington State, UCLA, Oregon State, and Arizona will be at USC Saturday night. And then the number 1 team in the nation, Ohio State, will be at home against Minnesota, who lost a heartbreaker at home last week against Michigan. College football, a lot of fun. Talk a little bit about the NFL tomorrow. That's your sports for this Thursday. I'm Tom Heck for KZGN.
So that's the news for today. All of us at KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Now stay tuned for Ridgecrest Talk with Al Huey and Robert Ironman with Councilman Jim Sanders.